What's up there, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Derail Valley. So in the last episode we made our way here to Forest Central with a long one order. So we unlocked that license last time and we have come here. We are currently partaking in a realistic difficulty playthrough. So yeah, we're looking to make as much money as possible, but we already have managed to get ourselves up to, well, 69.2 thousand. So well on our way to making enough to unlock more licenses. Right then, guys, we're going to make a start. Please do grab yourself a drink. Let's hit the rails. Right then, guys, first things first, we're going to get started by firing up this DE2 because I think it would be a really good idea to actually start off today by offloading this order that we brought in, because we can get a shunting job for this. So I think we'll do that before we move on to anything else. We've got some exciting stuff in store though. We're barely getting started really, and we'll talk licenses, we'll talk about what's coming next and have a bit of a chat through things really. I'll hop in here, we'll get this door closed, we'll get this sorted, and as we're filling up we'll start to pull forward, I think. So yeah, here we are at Forest Central, where we brought these forestry equipment items here. So I think what we're going to do is actually I think we'll start off by reversing into the loading bay. We are currently on C yard and there isn't a loading bay on this side of things, so we want to be heading across to B yard, which is just round the other side. So we are coming out of here, we'll go down here and then we'll reverse into B, and I'll just set the switches for B yard loading bay coming in that way. Alright, that should be fine. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. It is evening time here, and we can confirm that by taking a look at the watch that we picked up. A bit of wheel rub there as we came round there. It's a little tight coming out of there, so I'm just going to take it easy. We're going to be making a stop anyway in just a second to reverse up into the B yard. But yeah, I was looking at the jobs coming out of here, so there's a few things. And I mentioned a couple of episodes ago, and I think I also mentioned it in the last episode, that I would like to unlock the locomotives in a different order to what I did last time. So previously I went DE2 to DH4. This time around I'd like to go DE2 to DM3. Now, just so happens on site here we have a DM3 and a job that we can take to Sawmill that is heavier than what the DE2 would manage, so I think we could have a go with the DM3 from here. I'm just giving enough space here just to make sure we've passed that switch, and I'm going to go and check now as well. Let's go and have a quick look. We might not have actually, because we do have a 10-car train here, and yeah, we're not quite past that, and we are rolling back. I had brakes on there. What is going on? Clearly not enough. Right, we're going to be doing a hill start because we're clearly rolling in that direction pretty easily. So we'll just pull forward. We'll have to allow a bit of space not only for the cars that didn't clear, but also the additional space now for what we just accumulated rolling backwards as well. I actually thought that we'd continue to roll forward a little bit there, if anything, while the brakes were coming on, but anyway, to no avail, as they say. Right, so Let's see how we are there. We'll put the brakes on properly this time. Let's go and see where we're at so we can get reversed in. So we are past it now. Right, we'll throw this switch and get ourselves into B yard. There's nothing going to be in the L lane. Because we're going to be doing all the offloading here. And then we'll go and take a look at the job and get it validated once we're in here. Right, in reverse. We've obviously got gravity on our side here. Just take it nice and easy going back here. And yeah, once we're in here, then we'll be able to get things moving as far as the actual job itself. I forgot actually when we came in here that we were downhill quite severely at this point. So it does make sense that we're now struggling with that. We're up to 20k. I don't really want to go much faster than that, considering we're going into a loading bay. So let's see, just to make sure everything's switched correctly, and we are trusting gravity and our switching ability here to make sure that we don't have any accidents reversing in here. So it looks like we've leveled out because we're not gaining speed. Things should be swinging around to the left here. Let's hop up. Yeah, you see we're feeding in there nicely. And because we've got 10 cars, we need them all into the yard. Obviously, I'm going to start putting a bit of brake on here, just to make sure that it all fits. Alright, I'd say that's in. Right, let's go take a look at the job then, see what it entails. Okay, so we've got a couple of jobs on the table here. This is the shunting one. So this is from the job that we just brought in. And it's only one drop-off. That's marvellous. Right, let's get that validated. So we picked it up already from C2I. And we're going to unload it now, and then we're going to go to B4S. Marvellous. So it's just literally a case of pulling this forward and then across to basically a couple of lanes across. And there we go. Nice and unloaded now. So let's get this baby going forward. The biggest challenge here is the length of the train, and just being able to see when the rear passes where we want it to. And I've just noticed there we do have some cars in B4S already, so we're going to have to give them a bit of a nudge. I thought it was 10 cars. It's only 8. Oh no, it is 10, sorry. My maths is obviously all over the place there. Sometimes it shows as full 10 to a row, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 6. In fact, I think on that screen it's always 6. And I might be lying there about the 5 on a row. I think it's the 10 across that throws me more than anything. So we are uphill here. Kill the power off. I think that's just about past there. Put some brakes on. Let's go and see how we've got on there. Again, it's difficult, but yeah, we're well and truly clear of that one, so that's marvellous. So let's throw that switch and that one. And we'll head back, and this will be a little bit of extra money in the bank for us. Right, we'll put her into reverse. Start to push back, obviously. We do have cars in this lane, so we're going to have to tread carefully, really, more than anything. Alright, so keeping an eye on the speed here. Take it nice and easy. We might be able to see once we get past these bushes, but... Oh, it's trees actually, isn't it? They're just low down. I'll just knock the power off. We're doing 10 kilometers, so... there we go. We can see nicely there, actually. Not a problem. And I'd dare say we're slowing down a bit here. I'm going to put a little bit of brake on here, just to keep things civil. That little bit of brake there didn't seem to have done anything at them until now. I think we did a little bump there, just a little one. I think we pressed up against them now. Let's go and check, because I think we give them a little nudge there. I saw a little bit of camera movement. Where are they? There it is. So yeah, we are pressed up against them. Right, we'll give them a little push back. So we are pushing them back with the parking brake on. This is a favourite technique of mine. It's not going to do any damage. It's just... it's not entirely favourable because they do tend to slide as well still. So once we actually stop, we'll just have to be really gentle because they have a tendency just to keep going. Even with the parking brake on, you can either whistle there. We just need to get these cars fully in here. Alright, we've seen some lights coming on here. Right, we're in. Everything seems to be stopped. Right, let's power this baby down. We'll switch her there, throw on a bit of parking, and hop down. Just making sure they've come to a stop there. Right, parking brake on. Alright, good stuff. Right, let's go and see then. Alright, so that's done. 15.8 there. Happy days. Right. We do have a decent amount of money, 85,000, and I'm going to just clear these fees again. We'll see here, there's no like damages in any dangerous damage at all. It's not through lack of care, it's just general servicing fees. So that's all fine. We will put the wallet in there, get that paid off. So that begs the question of what do we want to do next? So we've got a few logistical haul ones where Steel Mill and City West, if we look on the overall map, coming out of here, now we could do Steel Mill and then down to City West, but it's kind of like, it's not exactly, they're not on the way to each other, are they? Is where we've got Food Factory in town, which is a 5.9 thousand, it's not really worth it. Is where these two go into Sawmill are fairly attractive, and I would say that one is doable with the DE2, but this one is doable with the DM3. So if you take a look at the manual and flick forward to DM3, you'll see that the DM3 is capable on a hill of about 500, say 500 ton. So I dare say we could manage that. This job, 456 ton, going to Sawmill. Now it is a bunch of logs, and the code is 38. So let's take a look, see where that is. I think it's this job over here. To be honest with you, I saw it when we were doing that one. So FRC FH38. Yes, it is. So that just leaves the question of, well, should we go ahead and buy the DM3 license? I think that's certainly a good idea at this point, seeing as she's available there, and that totally ties in with what I wanted to do. Or we could just do something else. We could take a bunch of orders, could get the concurrent license, or we could do the freight haul. I think it's worth at this point having a good review of what licenses are available. Bear in mind as well, it's also evening time, so anything that we'd want to do now in terms of driving, we'd want to be getting it done before it gets dark, really. So let's have a look, license-wise. So Fragile is not something that we've come across yet. That's 10,000. We'll leave that for now. Train length 2 is not something we're really verging on at the moment. Even this one here with 10 cars is still only a long 1 license. Concurrent orders is going to be important to us going forward. Could do with a second order along with us at some point. The S060 is 20,000 a license. DH4 is 50,000 and the DM3 is 30,000. So I think for this episode, I think we'll call it a day, and I think next episode we'll unlock that one and get cracking with that job. Right then, guys, I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit the like button. And yeah, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd love it if you go ahead and do that. I love the modelling on that tractor. I think it looks marvellous. Just wanted to point that out. Right then, guys, please do take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you guys again soon.